Hi everyone, this is Kim from Earn Greater Profits. Today I'm going to show you how to create or how to add custom fonts to your website if you're creating them inside the software. So what we're talking about is this: wishing you had more clients. This isn't a custom font. It is not a Google font. It is not a default font that is found when creating the website. So I'm going to show you how to add your own custom font. Now, first of all, I want to discuss, Google fonts are open source fonts, but you can add any custom font you want. So if your branding includes a custom font, then make sure you properly license that font so that you can use it as a web font. And you'll need to check the licensing when you purchase that font, or if you found the font on a free commercial place like Font Squirrel. Those are all free for commercial use, and you can create web fonts on Font Squirrel as well as some other places, but just make sure that you are properly licensed and you own the rights to use the font as a web font. Okay, so let's get into it. The first thing we're going to do is show you where I'm talking about. So I'm in the back office here creating, I'll go back one. Okay, so we're in the dashboard. We click on sites. We get to our website here. We open it up. And you'll see that I've got this font here is a custom font. And so is this Get My Ebook is a custom font. So, and then I've got a couple more down here just for fun. And so what I've done is I've set these up. The custom font is an H3 font. You could put it as an H2 font. I don't suggest putting it as the H1 because then that's always going to be your header font. If you structure it correctly, then that's fine. I just put mine as H3. And so anytime I use header 3 code, then it'll come up this font. So we're going to go into settings. I'm going to show you where it's going to end up. Custom CSS. And I already have some, but I'm going to delete them here so we can start fresh. So I'll hit save. And you'll notice that my font went away. So let's save that so we can start from fresh. Okay. So first we're going to find our fonts, and I have purchased some fonts, and let me share the rest of my screen here so you can see my files. So I went to creativefabrica.com. I'm not an affiliate for them, but they have some really cute fonts for very, very cheap, especially in their font bundles. So I've pulled out just a couple of these fonts that I like, and I've, just pulled them out of my zip file, and I've got them here. So this is a regular open type font. So now we need the web font to use on the website. So I'm going to go over to Creative Fabrica and get to their front page. This is what it looks like. And you can buy, a ton of different things for really cheap. But if you go to Tools and then Web Font Generator, this is where you can take your properly licensed font and upload it here. So that's what we're going to do. And I've got Santa Catalina. And previously when I tried to convert this, it gave me an error, so I had to download it at a different type, but it looks like it worked very well this time. Okay, so I'm going to open up my zip file and open up my font, and it created a WOOF2 file, so that's what we'll pull over. So the two web fonts are WOOF and WOOF2, and so it just depends on how it ends up. You could get either one, and it doesn't matter. WOOF2 is more recent, and so not as many places will show it, but it's getting to be more popular, so I wouldn't worry about it at all. I would use either one. All right, so now let's go back and let's upload our welcome. Convert it over, download our file. Open this one. And so here I've got both of them. So I'll pull in both the WOOF and the WOOF2 just so that we have them. All right. So now what I want to do is I want to go into my software, and I'm going to go into memberships. And the reason I'm going into memberships is because in memberships, at this point in time, you can upload PDF files, you can upload image files, different kind of files. In the media folder right now, you cannot upload web font files. They're going to fix that in the future, but right now, we don't have the ability to upload that type of file into the media folder. So this is just a little hack. Now, the other place you can store your file, some fonts on a web server, is if you go to cdnfonts.com. They will allow you to do this if they already have the web font. So let's just say Playfair, which is also a Google font, but just to show you what you can do with it. In fact, I don't even see the Google font on here. Just grab this one, Eligible Sans. Okay, so oh, you know what? I've got my favorites in here. Oh, I don't. It didn't save my favorites from that far off. It's not showing me the name. Where's my search? Oh, here we go. So if we go Playfair, there we go. Playfair display. So this shows you what font files you'll need, and it houses the font files for you. You just have to reference them. And so if your particular font is housed on CDN Fonts, you do not need to do what I'm showing you here. You can just use CDN Fonts and reference CDN Fonts. In fact, I'll show you what I've done in the past. So here's Mention Signature is being housed on CDN Fonts, and here's the reference to it. So if we go to Mention and search for Mention Signature, then you'll see that it gives me exactly what I need, and I just copy this information to where I want it, and that's where it just references where the font is. But what I'm showing you today is how you can house your own font instead of using CDN fonts or some other font place. So let's get back to what we were doing. We were on the memberships. So again, the memberships is a place where we can upload this particular type of font, but in the future we'll be able to put it in the media folder and we won't have to do this hack. But this is what we have to do right now. So let's go to courses, add a product, create a product, and I'm just going to do a build your own program because I don't need anything they're doing, and I'm going to name this fonts. I'm not going to share it with anybody. But I just need to be able to create the post and get access to where I add the files. So that is right here. I'm going to add my Santa Catalina. I'm going to add my welcome. In fact, I'll just add both of those. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to save them right there. Now what I'm going to do is I need to find where I can copy them. So I'm going to hit preview up here in the top left. It's going to give me my preview folder, or it's going to show what it looks like. It doesn't look great because I haven't done anything with it, but what I'm going to do is just right click on this, and I am going to actually just double click on it. Oh, that's what I want right here. Copy link address. So I'm going to copy the link address. I'm going to go back to my information here, my @font face. And again, I copied this kind of from CDN fonts, but I will add this code, the CSS code, into the description below so that you have it. But what I'm going to do is just copy everything. Now you'll notice there's a single, right here, there's a single quote to start and to finish. And let's make sure that we've got that in there as well. So I'm going to paste. And so I've got to get my single quote in there. Single quote. Okay, and then I'm going to change the name. And again, we've got single quotes that we need to add in there. And we're going to call it Santa space Catalina, because that's the name of the font. And that's what it references. Even though down here it shows a hyphen. So I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste that right here to reference that. Make sure I have my single quotes right there. And I'm going to change this item to WOOF2 because that's what it references in that file. Okay, and then we're going to do the welcome, copy the link address. I'm going to come back here, name it welcome with my single quotes, and I'm going to type that there. I need a single quote there and there. And it's just a woof, so I'll leave that. But I will copy and paste that there. Make sure everything looks good. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I've got my H3 CSS code, and let's just throw in Santa Catalina there. And then I'm going to copy everything. Hit Control C, and then I'm going to come over here to my settings, my custom CSS, and I'm going to throw that up here. So I've got my H3 code, which references Santa Catalina, and then I've got my @font_face code, which references where the Santa Catalina web file is located. Okay, so it's a big, long, hairy, hairy name, but you'll notice that it references in the memberships. So that's where we've got it. So we're going to hit yes and save. And then hit F3. Okay, so we've got something wrong. And we're going to have to go and find out what is wrong because it did not make it the Santa Catalina font. So let's go back here. I'm just going to make sure I've got my... That might be the issue. So I was editing it in Word, which made my quotes different. So I'm going to just make sure all my quotes are just the plain old quotes. Just have to edit that. All right, and then let's go down here to welcome and we'll do the same thing. You'll notice welcome is in white. Switch it out to brown. Same thing down here. So there could be anything that, you know, CSS is very picky. And so if something is not working, then just double check what you're doing and make sure it looks exactly like the example. So here we go. So we're going to, that's awfully small. And so let's just make it a little bit bigger. There. In fact, let's scroll down. So now this is changed. Get my ebook. I really like this Santa Catalina font. I think it's really pretty. So that looks great. Of course, this one is now too big, so we need to... But that's how you change it. In fact, let's go ahead and let's edit this. And let's change this H3 to our welcome font. And let's hit save. And there you can already see it. It's down there. Changed immediately. Changed this. Changed them all. Anything that's got the H3, it changed them immediately. So each time you change a font, you'll have to adjust the sizes a little bit because each font is different. But that's how you do. That's how you add a custom font into the software and be able to host it yourself and be able to use the custom font that you legally own, that's legally licensed to you. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I'll leave the code down in the description below. Have a great day.